explain. He'll turn around and use your. Yeah. All right. You're not going to hog the whole thing, are you? Do you have something you'd like to say?
Nope.
Okay.
This is okay. This is good.
All right. So if you're filming, I'll talk.
Okay.
So we're going to take Jim's blood pressure because his bite is off a little bit on the left side. Now this morning when he came in, it was what?
It was 125/72.
Okay, so we're going to adjust the occlusion just to see if that we have a change in the blood pressure enough to account for that. So we'll take blood pressure now.
Of course, I did just drink a cup of coffee.
And so we're going to factor that in. And of course, if a patient also is in rush hour traffic to get here, sometimes, like the lady that was before Jim this morning, she had a cup of coffee and a couple bad experiences with slow drivers in the left-hand lane. So if you're a slow driver in the left-hand lane, you're raising people's blood pressure. And I would ask you to examine what is road rage. Because here's a person that's go, do, running on adrenaline all the time. And then all of a sudden, somebody does something stupid, stays in the left-hand lane, or they can't get around them, and they pull a gun out and shoot the person. That's bizarre, but if you're so full of adrenaline and you're thwarted and you're stuck in that car and you can't burn that adrenaline off, a lot of times this anger that you see people taking anger management classes is this. I know because I could be one.
So how do you discipline adrenaline?
With an appliance.
There you go.
And you have to be aware that if you drink 6 cups of coffee, you're going to be a little more wired for a while. And that does affect your blood pressure and your pulse. So we're working to adjust Jim's occlusion, knowing full well that he had a cup of coffee after he was 120/87 or whatever it was. So, did you say 87?
72.
72, because we like it right around the 120/80, so it's good. He's 139/83. So let's see if we, by adjusting his occlusion and putting wax on his appliance later, how those affect his vitals. This is a work in progress. He's been having his dentistry done, and of course that modifies the appliances, and we've been able to get his vitals back into normal by simply correcting some of the changes that were made because of the dentistry on the appliances. So for you that are looking for materials, I'd use Henry Schein's articulating paper. It's thick blue. It's more cardboardy. I don't need a holder. I just pinch it at the end, stick it in, get them to rub around and grind. Okay, now you take it out. Okay. So that's his mark. Can you see that blue? Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. So basically that's a very big problem back there, because that tooth is a leaning tower of Pisa, and the distal occlusal is sitting up higher than the occlusal plane on the other side, and when we lowered it too much, we actually caused a bigger problem. So we're experimenting around with Jim's blood pressure, because every time we touch it with an appliance, touch the appliance, we can alter his blood pressure. Something to think about as we're going in there changing all those teeth and leaving second molars out and making big wide crowns, and accepting a curve of speed that's way too great. So that's good. He's He's getting better and better and better.
Oh, that already feels better.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I'll see over here. Stay together. No, stay. What I'm trying to do, open. I don't want it so much that I bite. Stay together. All right, take it up. It might be pretty close, but it's weird. Sometimes you can adjust it, and after a little bit, it feels high again because I guess it's the elastic fibers are doing it. I got more pistols in here, but all right, put her. You've been here so long. I'll be letting you do that. How's that feel?
It's hitting on both sides just pretty well.
Okay. So just for fun, to see how quick it happens, let's just see what the new blood pressure is. You got a lot at stake here. We have lowered his pulse good, so I like that. It was in the 70s, he's down 50s. And it's an inverse proportion. Usually when the pulse goes down, the oxygen goes up. I mean, his oxygen's going up. Now it was around 94, and it's going up 97. I mean, this is a seesaw. Let's just say it's 131/89, and we're not going to settle for that. We're going to let it get down there farther. So he might have had a little shift from yesterday. So the other thing I'm going to do is check his contours. So you can take that out just a minute, and we'll see.
Before I had a lot of dental things that went down, and then it went back up, but then we kept adjusting, and then it stayed.
Yeah.
It stayed.
So you're kind of looking for what we call the sweet spot, where the autonomic nervous system kind of locks in and quits going, being so responsive to.
I'm not nervous about this. I know that we're going to find it.
Well.
And I'm not going to pretend.
You can't.
I'm not going to pretend.
It's like a lie
nice.
detector.
And
he can say anything he wants. We're going to know.
yeah.
And that's really the basis for a lie detector test. Is the person has you hooked up to a polygraph, and that's just looking at all the different heat, a body temperature, a pulse, blood pressure, all those different things, and the vitals. And then you ask a person through the questions certain things, and just the thinking of those things creates a response, and you can tell when most people are telling you a story. They feel a little more adrenaline come up when you mention that they just robbed the bank across the street, as opposed to when they're talking about the color of their socks. All right, Mississippi.
Mississippi.
These are words phonetically. We're going to move the tongue around a little bit instead of just jabbing. We're going to hit a couple words. 66.
66.
Church.
Church.
Lucky Lucy.
Lucky Lucy.
Lady Liberty.
Lady Liberty.
33.
33.
Squirrel.
Squirrel.
Saskatchewan.
Saskatchewan.
These are just some words that have a lot of S sounds. We're going to get Jim to put a little water in his mouth and then hand me the cup and lay his head back. Yeah. And once we get this kind of leveled out, you can take it out. We'll work on. Yeah, he's still banging around on that last leaning tower of Pisa, we call it.
I can't feel my blood pressure when it's going up or down, but I can feel the adrenaline reducing.
Good.
And I can feel it.